Hey guys, welcome back to Hind podcast. It's a special episode. I'm here to let you guys know that it's going to be okay. We're doing okay. I made a video to prove it.
We're doing very well. 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 We're doing very well.
I made that video with my money from Qatar. Cheap labor used to be in China. Suck it, China. America's back! Are they trying to say that we're too lazy for sweatshops? I mean, builds camaraderie. Whenever there's fast-moving parts involved with a colossal and esoteric institution like global trade, it's hard to be an armchair expert during the fog of war. That's when the nostalgia kicks in for the simpler times. The days with the U.S. only fighting unnecessary wars of aggression. White picket fences engulfed by white phosphorus. It's only a war crime when Russia does it. Although I was certain that war in the Middle East had been a thing of the past. Trump might talk tough, drop a few bombs on Iran, but after the Iraq war, there's no way the Congress would approve a war spending bill. Then I saw this.
Great things happening with our military. We also essentially approved a budget, which is in the facility, you'll like to hear this, of $1 trillion, $1 trillion. And nobody's seen anything like it. So we're going to be approving a budget, and I'm proud to say, actually, the biggest one we've ever done for the military.
$1 trillion. And then I asked Grok, how much did we spend on the Iraq war? And here's what Grok told me. So at the peak of the Iraq war in fiscal year 2008, the military budget was about $713 billion in nominal terms, or $1.03 trillion in 2025 dollars. That means that the new military budget is essentially what we need to fight a full-scale war in Iraq. Or maybe Iran. Why ask for money to fight a war when you already have the budget? Former Congressman Ron Paul said, President Trump casually mentioned that the U.S. will have its first $1 trillion military budget. This doesn't, in any sense, sound like a government looking to cut waste, fraud, and abuse. Right? All politicians do is lie. Why do you guys invest so much fucking loyalty in them? They hate you. Oh, it's too depressing. I need to focus on something more uplifting. So it's back to the trade war. I should have made music videos for Guar. I wonder if Guar is still hiring. I took Hind to a Guar concert once. It was actually a lot of fun. It's kind of like watching the Muppets on crack. If there's one thing I know about Trump, he's a badass. He will not back down on these tariffs.
Spoke to Caroline Leavitt, the White House press secretary, on the phone just a short time ago, and she tells me it is quote-unquote fake news that the White House is considering a 90-day pause.
Fake news. We will not back down. But then, just when I was getting ready to build my first American sweatshop, a bomb dropped. And not the cool kind that we drop on everyone else.
The president here announcing a 90-day pause on tariffs, though with the president saying that this is based on the fact that more than 75 countries have called the U.S. and try to work out deals with the administration and not try to retaliate for his tariffs.
I thought that people were jumping a little bit out of line. They were getting yippy, you know? They were getting a little bit yippy, a little bit afraid, unlike these champions.
It's hard to learn everything that's occurring. There's so many moving parts. For example, the EU has just approved its first retaliation against Trump's tariffs. The EU is set to greenlight its first counter-tariffs on U.S. goods today. The EU's response targets $23 billion worth of U.S. products. Duties will roll out in 3 stages, April 15th, May 16th, and December 1st. And that was one part of it. And then I also saw this.
Let's be clear what happened. Who capitulated here and why? The White House who capitulated based on everything I hear and all my sources. And the reason why is because of the bond market. By the way, who was dumping the bonds? Somebody asked them if it was China, right? It wasn't. It was Japan.
Global markets may be on the verge of a major showdown in the coming days. Japan's recent reduction in its holdings of United States Treasury bonds is triggering new concerns in Washington.
Japan, once the top holder of US debt, is now selling billions in Treasury bonds. This isn't just a small change in investments. Japan's actions could have big impacts on the global economy. We're talking about the potential weakening of the US dollar.
So Japan's selling off Treasury bonds, the EU's creating retaliatory tariffs. There's a lot of shit happening all at once. Of course, the Trump fans came out to defend him with their undying loyalty as Trump smacked the Chinese down. Based on the lack of respect that China has shown to the world's markets, I hereby raising the tariff charge to China by the United States to 125%. China. Whenever you want to know what's going on, always go to a source that hates the person that they're reporting on. Iran Observer. Trump just raised tariffs on China to 104%. China will definitely retaliate. Breaking. Beijing is not backing down. China announced an additional 84% tariffs on all American products. Breaking. China's retaliatory tariffs forced Trump to pause other countries' tariffs for 90 days. It's a combination of everything. Of course, Trump could count on Jesse Waters to help him bail out the water of the sinking ship.
And now you're seeing what Trump's trying to do. He's trying to destroy China. Because if you break the Chinese economy, you put America back on top.
Break them. We had some people that were so happy going into this. Laura Witzke. The IRS is a disaster. We don't need it. Tariffs will fund everything we need and more. I don't think any of these people have thought through how that would happen. Even you could say a national sales tax. A national sales tax might fund everything, but tariffs? America's a much different country than it was at the time when its sole source of revenue was tariffs. And Trump wants to raise the military budget to $1 trillion. And we depend entirely on the products we import to the United States to pay for that military. Why wouldn't other countries just cut off trade with us? And then all of a sudden, the government funding to rise up. It's kind of the strategy with China. Laura got disappointed pretty quickly. Frick, man, what happened? Yeah, you were supposed to fund a war with Iran with tariffs. What happened? Of course, Laura Loomer had to jump in and take it in a racist direction. President Trump should cancel all Chinese student visas immediately. Wouldn't that hurt our economy? There's a lot of students in the United States going to school. If all of a sudden they were expelled from the United States, there's even more businesses that are going to be struggling. We're already laying off numerous federal employees. Americans can't afford to go to college anymore. All of our students are foreign. Speaker Johnson took a break from sexting on Grindr to add his 2 cents. President Trump has created leverage, brought many countries to the table, and will deliver for American workers, American manufacturers, and America's future. It was a short paragraph. He's got to get back to Grindr. Not trying to fetish shame. I think it's cute that he's in touch with his sexuality. I'm not sure his wife is so happy with it. Poor lady. Then you had the redneck crowd, cracking open light beer and cracking corny jokes. America! Fuck yeah, Trump! Fuck yeah! You had people on the other side too, pointing out the obvious. I'm adding tariffs. This will create jobs. I'm removing tariffs. Art of the deal. I'm adding tariffs. This will create jobs. I'm removing tariffs. Art of the deal. It's a science, folks. It's a science. It's a science. I heard a lot of talk about how the rest of the world is taking advantage of the United States. And then I saw this interview with Jack Ma, the founder of Alibaba. I always appreciate when I see an honest, genuine perspective.
Oh, that the Americans said, we just want to control the IP, we just want technology, we just want the brand to leave the lower end jobs for the world. Great strategy. Past 30 years, IBM, Cisco, Microsoft, they made tons of money. The profit they made are much more than the 4 largest banks in China. But where'd the money go? Past 30 years, the American had 13 wars, spending $14.2 trillion. The money going there. What if they spend a part of that money on building up the infrastructure, helping the white collars and the blue collars? No matter how strategy good it is, you're supposed to spend money on your own people. The money go to the Wall Street. And what happened? Year 2008. The financial crisis wiped out $19.2 trillion USA alone. They wiped out all the white collars, and destroyed 34 million jobs globally. So what if the money is not Wall Street? What if the money spent on the middle west of the United States? Developing the industry there, that could be changed a lot. So it's not the other countries steal jobs from you guys. It is your strategy.
It's 100% true. This was America's strategy to set up production in China, to set up massive trade with China. One of the arguments was that if we intertwine our economies, we won't fall into a massive war. And one of my concerns is that with Trump trying to separate our economies, it makes it even more likely that China and the United States could fall into a military conflict. You guys want to know what it looks like when a country actually invests in the modern era into its society?
The next station is Jewtown, Newtown.
Socialism, it's communism. We can't feed starving people in our own country. We don't have the money. The money's not there, folks. We have the largest GDP in the world. The largest GDP in the world. We have money for everything we want to spend money on. When politicians sit there and tell you to pull yourself up by the bootstraps, all they're telling you is to fuck off. They're telling you to fuck off. They don't mind taking handouts. They don't mind taking every penny that they can get out of the federal government. It's you, the people that don't have lobbyists, who don't have millions of dollars that you can throw at a political campaign. You're the ones getting screwed over. We're a society. We're in this together. It's not socialism. It's not communism. It's common sense. Get that through your fucktard head. And then to wrap up, I saw this and I really appreciated this. This Trump fan not only loves Trump, but he knew it would be a great opportunity to push his merchandise.
Let's go! Y'all thought Donald Trump did not know what he was doing? What? Y'all really thought that Donald Trump, the man who created the art of the deal, did not know what he was doing? Were y'all asleep when he was the president back in 2016? Were y'all asleep the whole time? Because this man has always been the greatest at doing deals. Come on, y'all.
Greatest.
The stock market is back. I told everybody, calm down. Donald Trump knows exactly what he's doing. And y'all think he's scared of China?
China. Anyway, I appreciate your enthusiasm. And you know what else? Two can play at this game.
Hey, you guys, Trump fans? Me too. Sick. If you love Trump, you should love my flamboyant merch. Got a flamboyant hoodie. Got Naked Penguin Moscato. You know, we've got a lot of Muslim fans, and I didn't forget about you. It's a very versatile commodity. You simply take off the lid, dump out what's inside, and then you add water. Bam, halal, and bam, wow, wow, sick. Love reading crazy rants on X? Try reading 400 pages of my crazy rants. Oh, wow, that will send you straight to the insane asylum. So in conclusion, across my heart, the best way to save America is to buy my merch. It's the only way to stop China. All right,
everybody. Thank you very much. Have a great day.